Recently, you might have heard that Glitch Productions went to a convention called LVLUP Expo. At this convention, questions were asked by the staff and guests of LVLUP to some of the voice actors of the amazing digital circus, the voice of Mel in the Gaslight district, and the creator of Gaslight, Part-Time Seagull. Let's start with the digital circus panel with Alex Vachon, the voice of Kane, Lizzie Freeman, the voice of Pomni, Michael Kovac, the voice of Jax, and Amanda Hufford, the voice of Agatha. The first question was,
what's it like seeing all of the Pomni, the Jax, all of the different amazing circus cosplays that have been walking through this hall, been on the internet, everything?
I mean, it's overwhelming in the best way. The best kind of overwhelming. It just swells my heart up, and it's amazing to see how far indie animation's gone. And you guys are awesome. Thank you.
It's just another Tuesday. It's okay. No, it's great.
You're a monster.
Wow. I try to be heartfelt and sincere, and then you do that.
It's just, none of us ever expected it to get to this level of popularity, where we just see people dressed up as the characters and celebrating the characters we voice and work on. It's awesome.
What's wild to me is not only do you have cosplays of Pomni and Jax, who are the two most popular, but then you have cosplays for the much more weirdly designed characters like Gangle and Zooble and Kane, and people get so creative with the outfits they put on that represent them. And someone at MomoCon last year dressed up as Bubble in a human kind of thing.
It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah.
Have you seen a Kane cosplay?
I saw someone in the what's it called? Spirit Halloween Kane costume here.
Me and you both were wearing the Spirit Halloween Jax and Kane in a Kane.
Oh yeah.
It was so amazing seeing you guys walk out in those costumes.
But yeah, so far it's the only one I've seen at this convention, but I've seen many Kane cosplays elsewhere. People get creative. Wait, actually no, there was a Kane cosplayer. There was a gender bent Kane.
That is really cool.
The next question was, what was your favourite audience reaction to seeing your work and everything you've done, whether it's at a convention or something on the internet?
Could you repeat the question? That's a lot.
Too many? Top one or top two? Most recent.
Fan reactions to things? You might have to come back to me on this because it's I have no idea. I mean, it's always neat watching. We've watched a few of these episodes live, episodes 3 and 4 we were at conventions for, and getting to enjoy that episode 3 in particular with a whole crowd reacting to it and all the emotional bits with Pomni and Kinger, that was special.
See, for me, it was when we were doing the live viewing of episode 4, and when Gummigoo walked in, the way the crowd erupted. It was just the most amazing thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, their minds just got blown. That was so cool. And I love it.
I just love all of the fan works that people make, the fan songs that we get to be a part of. It's so cool. It's so cool getting to be so involved also in what fans are creating and being able to get permission from Glitch to also work on those things.
And then
be a part of the community and fandom is just awesome.
And then the creators of Wacky World and Happy Place eventually went on to work for Glitch. So, again, I keep saying it, put yourself out there, be creative, people will notice.
It really is, it's so touching and inspiring hearing the way that people have connected with these characters. The people who have come up to us and talked to us about how much it means to them, and they resonate with the types of traumas that each of these individual characters have, and hearing y'all's stories, man, that's what hits me. It gets me at the table every time, and I'm constantly fighting back the tears. It's so wonderful getting to connect with other people who are so passionate about art the way that we are.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh.
The next question was if we're going to see more streams in the future, like the one where they played the Digital Circus fan game.
We like doing these kinds of streams with each other. Whenever everyone's available, we always want to. That's the thing. It's a matter of if people are available for it. But we love getting to do streams like that.
Yeah,
whether it's
scheduling
playing
stuff.
a video game or just interacting with chat in general. If we can play a video game, usually that's way more fun for us though.
Can I spoil the one thing we're planning? We want to do a one-shot D&D with Alex as our DM.
difficulty, as with anything D&D, is scheduling, but I want to do a thing where Kane is the DM, I'm doing everything in character, and everyone, all the players in the cast, are playing as their characters from Digital Circus, trying and probably failing to roleplay in Kane's crappy adventure. So, whenever we end up doing that, I hope we end up doing that.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
Oh, we will.
Alright. And then once it's all over, I'll give everyone a nudge again and see what everyone's plans are like in
But now we told these
June,
people we
July,
have to.
August.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this is an adventure that everyone would be excited to go on. Absolutely.
Let's hope.
Fantastic. All right.
Then they move on to final questions. The first question was for Michael. You've played so many amazing characters, one of which is Angel Dust from the pilot of Hazbin Hotel. And I was just wondering, what do you think would happen if, say, Jax and Angel Dust were to interact?
If they were to interact, if Jax and Angel met?
Yep.
Well, that would entail Jax ending up in hell somehow. Which I don't know. He's a really good person. I don't think he'll end up there. I kind of doubt that. I don't think he's gonna go down there.
He's a saint.
As we all turn and scream at you.
Yeah, he's a really good person. He wouldn't end up down there.
But
I feel like Angel and Jax, I think they wouldn't get along. I think that Jax would think that Angel's trying too hard, and vice versa. Angel would think that Jax is trying too hard, and they just kind of piss each other off. I think they had little tussles. But they're more alike than they think, so they would actually be good friends if they talked, but they won't talk. That's kind of how I feel. They just get little pitter-patter arguments with each other for no good reason.
thank you.
The next question was, I've been doing voice acting for a while now, and you guys are huge inspirations, especially Michael Kovac because I've known him since the Hazbin Hotel pilot. So I wanted to know, how did you guys individually get noticed by people at first? Like, how did you put yourself out there to get noticed?
I put out a silly fan dub of Spamton from Deltarune. And Goose was in her brain rot mode of Spamton at the time. When she was developing Digital Circus, she's like, oh hey, I've heard this guy's fan dubs. I can't get his voice out of my head as potentially being like what Kane might be. Why don't we just hire this guy? That is the weirdest possible story for getting cast in anything. So, all I have to say is, do stuff that you are passionate about, that other people are passionate about. Put yourself out there, strike when the iron is hot. If there's something new and popular, get involved in active communities like that, and people will notice you. Like, the more you do it, the better you will get, the more people will see you, and who knows what will happen. Like, this was months after I had done the Spamton thing. I was wondering if, like, anyone even cared. Then suddenly I get a message from Glitch saying if they want me to be a part of the show, and I'm like, okay.
That's amazing. My story is actually not that different from Alex's, though it happened like 10 years sooner, roughly. I was very, very involved in the MLP fandom back in the day. Well, thank you. I was not expecting a cheer. And I would also put up like voice impressions on my YouTube, and I did one of, I think it was Applejack. And back when YouTube, when you could DM people on YouTube, one day I opened my messages and there's a DM from someone named Devin Mack, who is the current voice of Sonic in Sonic Prime. And he saw me do that Applejack voice, and he was casting for an indie game at that time called Dust and Elysian Tale. And he needed someone who could do like a southern dialect. And he's like, I want you to audition for this part. And that was just it. I put up my silly little fan dub, and it got his attention. Literally exactly like what would happen with Alex. So just put something out there and just have fun with it. Do it because you love it.
Also, shoutouts to Devin.
Devin Mack is amazing.
He's sweet.
Fantastic.
I'm thinking a lot of our stories kind of started the same.
Yeah.
You know, because we all are in the same age group. We all started on the internet and made a lot of content on the internet. That's kind of a really good way to get started and really get practice in, is doing your own stuff, like doing fan dubs and comic dubs, because I did fan dubs of like Sonic the Hedgehog video game clips growing up, and Sonic X
gee, when you put it that way, holy crap.
Okay, real quick, speaking of full circle, I was scrolling on my Facebook and I saw a Facebook ad for a Pinkie Pie plush in a Pomni outfit and I lost my mind. Okay, sorry, Amanda, your turn.
You're okay, Lord. That's basically
You're
the end of mine.
I'm the only one with a different story. I come from stage and musical theater. I was okay, so I know where the theater kids are. I see you. So at the time I was teaching theater and working on stage. I was doing a show and I was playing a villain. And it was very silly. It was a kid's show, but we had a lot of fun with it. And so people came up to me after the show. They said, "We love the voices that you did in that show. Will you come do some voiceover for us?" And I said, "What's that?" And then I fell into it on accident, and I fell in love, and I never left. They couldn't get rid of me if they tried.
I'm so glad.
Stop!
I'm so glad.
You guys. But just like they said, it happened because I was performing, because I was putting myself out there and doing what meant something to me. So really what you need to do, put your voice out there, put your story out there, whatever that is. Don't worry about what you think is going to get you views or fans. Don't worry about what you think other people want. Tell the story you want to hear, because I promise you there are people waiting to hear that story.
Thank you so much.
And don't hold off.
The next question was, one of the things I like about Jax is that he's mysterious. So what do you think will happen with Jax in the future?
Glitch is watching us right now.
I can't answer
narrowing
that
their
because
eyes.
I will lose my job if I give you the true answer. I'm going to feign ignorant. I think he's going to live happily ever after. He's going to have the best life ever. He's going to torment Ragatha forever.
Oh, well, forever?
Forever.
You want to stay with me forever?
I think he's gonna go in the deep fryer.
No, he's not.
And he can stay there.
He deserves it. I was in there for 5
You know what?
minutes.
It's for content. It's funny. Yes, throw me in the deep fryer. Do it. I'll survive.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
The next question was, other than what the voice directors tell you, how do you find the voices of your characters?
I basically just did my Spamton voice from my Deltarune fan dubs, which I kind of did basically stereotypical, advertisement guy, announcer, kind of projects a lot, kind of wide-eyed and manic. But Kane, compared to Spamton, is a lot less, they're both deranged, but, Spamton's also desperate and very, very shady. Kane, I think, means a little better, and he genuinely wants to help people. But, yeah, just projection, confidence, charisma. Even if it's an act sometimes.
I would say finding the voice for Pomni was a very collaborative effort with Goose. She knows her character so well, and she was able to articulate exactly what she wanted for Pomni. And quite frankly, I stutter and I struggle getting my words out like Pomni, so it came pretty naturally to me. Yeah, but no, I attribute it mostly to Goose and her vision.
It was so easy for me because I had a guide. Because I had a thing that said, sound like this character from Raggedy Ann and Andy, A Musical Adventure. So it just said, when Goose asked me about being Jax, she said, can you do an impression of Raggedy Andy from the movie Raggedy Ann and Andy, A Musical Adventure? And I said, I can try. And so that voice basically started off as an impression of that character from that cartoon movie. And, it's evolved a little bit since then. I've made the character into my own with time, but from the very start, I had a little bit of help. I had a guide that I could kind of cross-reference and use to play off with Jax.
Being the theater nerd that I am, the voice is informed by performance, so it was all decided by the audition lines. I took a look at the audition lines and the character design, and as I was rehearsing them, this just kind of came out, particularly the line about, Cosmo, I hope, don't be upset at me, something like that. She's like, I really did think they were funny. And it just kind of escalated from that moment, and the voice kind of developed itself, but it's all through performance. And then Goose came in and took the messy ball of clay that it was and polished it up and made it something so much better than it was.
All right, thank you guys.
The next question was, will Gummigoo make an appearance in the next episode or any other future episodes?
Which is once again narrowing their eyes at us.
They're watching us.
Do you guys understand? They will drop down from the ceiling and retract us off of the stage.
I hope so. I miss him.
You'll have to wait and see.
Womp womp. He said the thing. He said
That's
the
the
thing.
thing.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Whoa.
Well, it's possible.
Thank you.
The next question was for Michael. This is a silly question, but if you were to bump into Bugs Bunny, what would you say after he said his iconic phrase? Then who will win in the fight against each other?
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? I feel like Jax would be like, are you patronizing me? Are you patronizing? Get out of here. Go back to Albuquerque.
Go back to bed, Grandpa.
Go back to bed, Grandpa. You're outdated. Your own studio doesn't want you anymore.
Be careful. Too soon. Too soon. We got some Bugs Bunny fans in the audience.
I know.
You're losing them, Mike.
You're going to my milk blanc the rest
Does
of the
anyone
Jax is just a bad person.
I just suddenly had this idea in my head of duck amok, but Jax is the one being tormented.
Fantastic. Thank you for your question.
The next question was for Amanda. So this is going to be more of a technical question directed to Amanda because I have to pick one person. What's it like with the voice acting process, and were you allowed to disclose what you record with the other cast members?
That does depend on the project. There are some projects where you will hear what castmates have done. Sometimes in dubbing, you'll get lucky and do that. I'll talk about Circus specifically. So we do table reads in advance of the episodes. We didn't start that way, but thanks to you guys loving the show as much as you do, now we get together and do a table read ahead of time and kind of get an idea of how people are going to respond and react to each individual moment, and that kind of helps inform our performances. As far as the voice acting process in general, woo, that's a big question. It really all comes down to your character work, and everyone's process is different, right? Different ways of getting into character. I'm also a director, so I'll give you my short, quick spiel. I think the most important thing you can do for any actor is set the sandbox. You establish who the character is, what they want, and who they're talking to in a scene, and then you just let the actor play. And then you can kind of like shape it. Luckily, we have Goose, who's such an incredible director. She does such an amazing job guiding each of us into the right performance. 10 out of 10. Would absolutely work with 100 times. So it's all her. It's all her. Thank you.
The next question was for Michael. As someone who is an indie creator myself, trying to get my own series off the ground and trying to figure out how to treat the voice actors well, and how they should do it, is improvisation allowed in any of your roles? The next
We improv? Of course. Like, there's always room for improv on a lot of these projects, especially when you're working independently with a bunch of creators. A lot of the time, they welcome improv. So they don't always use the improv, but when we record, we do multiple takes of each given line, and especially if we're doing, like, a table read, for instance, we can kind of play around with each other a little bit. Unfortunately, though, that is a table read. It's not the final recording, so it probably will not end up in the final episode or anything. But, you never know. It could end up being a case where something is so funny in the table read that you did that was improv that it's like, wow, let's actually try to do that for the final episode. You never know. But also, it's also good to just stick to the script just in case, because you never know. Sometimes they just want to keep it completely as written, and that's completely fair. But usually, improv is absolutely welcome and appreciated.
Give them both.
Yeah,
You give them
both.
The straight read, and then you improv.
The straight read and then the gay read.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
I give a couple of those.
You said straight. I had to.
The next question was for Lizzie. Out of all the episodes / adventures the characters have been on, what do you think is their personal favourite one so far?
Pommy's personal favorite adventure?
Yes.
Oh, I think she really liked the Spunsies adventure because I think it made everybody kind of feel like they were home for a moment. Is that weird?
I agree.
I agree.
Pomni dies! Pomni dies!
Snape kills Dumbledore! Wait.
Too soon. Too soon.
Well, thank you, bye. Thank you.
Thank you!
Now I'll move on to the Gaslight District stuff with Lana and Nick. Unfortunately, not much was recorded, but I did manage to get some information from a thread on the Gaslight District community on Reddit.
Absolutely nuts. Thank you guys. To accept me in this role is really, really cool. I love all of you. It rules.
Let me just ask, what was your expectation in terms of the reception? Because it feels like it's already overwhelming.
I just wanted to make a cool thing, and I'm really happy that people love it as well. And all the weird references and all the weird niche, weird stuff that we put into it, people see all of it, and the fact that they're digging and finding all of it is just like, holy, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
I mean, even from our last panel, we already had someone asking Michael, like, can you pull off like that? I think, what was it, the temperance heels or something like that? Because those heels, you were gonna have to work in them. But Alana, for yourself, we were super excited to meet Nell for the first time after seeing her in the trailer and seeing her in that first episode. What was it like for you to really embrace and become that character?
Not gonna lie, it was a lot of method acting, because I feel like Mel and I are very similar in a lot of ways, especially the gremlin acting. So it's really fun to play this chaotic character, and she's just, no, but it was incredible. I still can't believe that I'm still part of this. So I'm still really glad that I'm here. So yeah.
Amazing. I would love for just a moment to just jump into how this all came to be, because when I was watching through the episode, I saw that you had uploaded, I believe it was a teaser or a trailer to your own channel 2 years ago, was it? And now we're seeing the first episode for the first time. So please take us through. We had so many people asking about, like, how can we create our own series or get our own series off the ground? And right here, you're the living legend. You're the example. So walk us through it.
Absolutely. So I had been working in animation for a few years. I graduated college in 2020, and from that point on, I knew, like, I always wanted to make something. And the attitude that I had going into it was, this thing was going to get made no matter what, and we'll see what happens. And now we're here, and it's really cool. Really, really proud of everyone on the team and stuff. Like, the resources are incredible. Every single artist brought their A game, and like, if you want to make something, make it something that you are the most passionate about. Like, just make it for you. And if you make it for you, other people will want it because there's other people like you. And then, oh my God, you find a bunch of people who love the thing you made, and it's incredible. So just make stuff. Make stuff you're passionate about. Make stuff you care about, and don't compromise on that vision. Just make the thing you love. And yeah, it'll happen. It's cool.
Can you tell us about how the partnership with Glitch came to be? Because I think there are quite a few people who really like Glitch and all their productions in this room right now.
Absolutely. So I had been working for years. I quit all my jobs. Don't do that. But I quit everything, and I was sitting on some nice cash, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna seriously commit to this right now. I spent a year building all the characters, making the rigs, paying all my friends to help me out. We were just having a joy, a blast. And then from a dead Twitter account, I just posted the trailer dry because all of my buddies were like, dude, you've been sitting on this thing for so long, you have to show something. That 30-second teaser I posted was only 30 seconds of the full minute of what it is. So there's like a minute of that trailer that just isn't online right now because I didn't need to post it, because the day after I posted it, Luke and Kevin were just like, this thing's really cool, we would love to see it. And I was like, what? Oh. And then all my buddies were just like, see you, stupid idiot. This is what happens, man. And it was really, really nice. And we got along really well. We instantly hit it off. They loved the project, and boom, we're here. Yeah.
Amazing. Now I do want to say we still have that lovely microphone up there for anyone who would like to have any fan questions. We will get to you in a moment. We're going to hear a little bit first, and of course we need our lovely LVLUP Expo man in green.
Unfortunately, that's where they stopped recording, but I managed to find this on Reddit. Did anyone go to LVLUP Expo and check out the Gaslight District panel? Nick and Fitzy just talked about the show a bit, Feel free to ask me about stuff. Do you remember anything from the fan submitted questions? I only found the beginning on Twitter. All I remember is, breadhead is normal white bread you get for $2. The religious references are heavily influenced by him growing up in a very Christian area. I believe a tower somewhere in the show was inspired by one near where he grew up.